Freedom of choice is a terrible thing. People can kill because freedom of choice. People can steal, freedom of choice. What would be terrible if God just made us good? People desperately want to know that they are needed, and they'll give up their own needs to know that they're needed. This is exactly the way God wants us to be. Now, when Avraham is, God calls Avraham, and Avraham says, Hineni. Hineni now takes on a whole new meaning. Hineni means I'm available. I'm unemployed. I got no needs. So if you need me to do something, please give me something to do. Hineni, I am free. I am otherwise unemployed. So even I need to eat. Really, when you think about it, that's like that boy plagiarizing his mother's need. You didn't design yourself to eat. And there are times when you desperately want to go without food or without drink. Sometimes you want to go without breathing because you want to do some deep sea diving. So when a person says, I need to eat, it's plagiarism. You see, and you're playing God. What, you designed yourself to eat? So you know that famous story about the sage who saw this ugly man at the side of the road, and he said to him, boy, that's pretty ugly. And the man said, don't complain to me, complain to my maker. And he wasn't as ugly anymore. Because for the first time in his life, he admitted to being created. He admitted that he is not God. And the ugliness that he was displaying was that arrogance, thinking that he was God. Once he admitted that he didn't make himself ugly, he wasn't as ugly anymore. So it's simply a matter of not playing God. You need to eat. You need to sleep. You need a job. You need to get to heaven. None of that is true. God designed you to eat, so you have to eat. Nobody asked you. God designed you to sleep, you have to sleep. So sleeping is a godly thing to do. And you turn around and say, no, I need to sleep. Not nice. Be nice. So this changes our entire psychological orientation. I'm going to suffer if I don't get what I need. I don't need. It's the end of suffering. Now, if I take God really seriously, the way I should, because after all, he is the creator. If I took him seriously as I should, I may develop a feeling that if he wants something, then I must do it. Like, how can I not? Like, the expression, your wish is my command. Not I need it, but knowing that you need it, it's as if I have no choice but to do it because I take you so seriously. That's beautiful. That will never cause depression, anxiety, dysfunction. On the contrary, you're so healthy. This is where we're headed. This is where we're going. That God will be recognized finally as the one who is the needy one, and we are here to partner with him, to serve him, to further his project, his purpose in creation. And what is that purpose? To become one with us. I was talking recently to some guy who was really a thoughtful guy, and he was wondering, why did God give us freedom of choice? All the answers he's heard it doesn't compute. Freedom of choice is a terrible thing. People can kill because freedom of choice. People can steal, freedom of choice. What would be terrible if God just made us good? Well, we wouldn't appreciate the good. Oh, come on, that's pathetic. In order to help me appreciate good, millions of people have to be killed and murdered, and it doesn't work. The fact is that we have freedom of choice in a very limited area of life. Freedom of choice applies only to moral choices, not to anything else. So you don't have freedom of choice to be born or not, to be male or female, to be in this generation or some other generation, to be tall or short, to be strong or weak. We have no choice in these things at all. Where do we have freedom of choice? Only in moral issues, which means only in our response to Him. This makes a lot of sense. If God would decide which shoes I'm going to buy, I wouldn't mind. If God decides who I marry, I won't mind. If God decides how many children I'm going to have, I don't mind. In fact, that would be much better. So why the need for freedom of choice? God can make all the decisions for us, and that would be good, except for one thing. He can't make us love Him, because that's not love. He can't make us relate to Him. That's not a relationship. So if He wants a relationship, He has to give us freedom of choice. The choice to respond to Him or not, to love Him or hate Him, to believe in Him or ignore Him. It's necessary because otherwise it's not the real thing. If He makes me love Him, I don't love Him. So our relationship with God is becoming much more real. Now, looking back at how religion treated God, it is so mechanical, it's so inhumane. And so God gets a very bad reputation. Why would you want to love a God like that? Who is invulnerable, who doesn't need anything, and yet puts you through hell. So
Right.
We are definitely headed in a very good direction. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal. It's questions and answers. It's conversation. It's really relaxed. It's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program. There's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us. Take a look. Click the link below and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.